One bar. One fight. One human. What happened that night on Nexus Station became the moment the entire galaxy learned to fear Earth. One bar. One fight. One human. Every alien race learned to fear us that night. The Nexus Station Cantina was a cesspool of interstellar scum, smugglers, pirates, and mercenaries from 40 different species, all gathering to drink away their sins and plan new ones. Smoke from exotic intoxicants hung thick in the air. The dim lighting hid identities, and the floor was stained with substances most civilized worlds would classify as biohazards. Into this den of galactic villainy walked Cain Murphy, a human freighter pilot whose weathered face and calloused hands told stories of years spent navigating dangerous shipping routes along the Outer Rim. His plain work clothes made him seem like any other spacer looking for a drink. But something in his steady gray eyes held a depth the cantina's patrons failed to recognize. They came for a fight, Cain would later tell investigators. They got a lesson. The trouble began, as it often does in places like this, with casual racism disguised as conversation. A table of Zephyrian smugglers made loud, mocking comments about the primitive ape entering their establishment, their crystalline voices carrying across the room. "Look at it," sneered the largest Zephyrian, amusement glowing through his translucent skin. "Walking upright like it thinks it belongs here with real sentience." Cain nursed his drink, posture relaxed but attention sharp, reading danger in the tilt of a stranger's head or the shift of weight before a strike. "Strength isn't just muscle," Cain murmured to the bartender, a grizzled Vortac polishing glasses with mechanical efficiency. "It's mind and heart." The escalation came when a group of Carrie pirates decided that the humans' presence insulted their reputation. The Carrie were apex predators from a high-gravity world, natural armor tough enough to deflect small arms fire, claws capable of rending steel plating. They surrounded Cain with the swagger of killers who had never met prey that fought back. "Human," growled the pack leader, voice vibrating with subsonic bass. "You're in the wrong place." Cain turned slowly, movements precise and economical. His eyes mapped the 5 warriors, angles, threats, weapons, weak points. "A battlefield painted in seconds. One human can change 1,000 minds," he replied with quiet confidence. The first strike came instantly. A decapitating blow meant to kill a normal opponent before they could react. Molecular-edged claws sliced through the air where Cain's head had been a millisecond earlier, but Cain wasn't there. He moved like liquid lightning, turning the Carrie's superior reach into a weakness. His counterstrike hit a nerve cluster no alien believed a human could know. The pack leader collapsed, nervous system short-circuited. "Fear isn't given," Cain said as the remaining warriors froze. "It's earned." What followed was a masterclass in adaptive combat. Every species in the cantina re-evaluated humanity that night. The Zephyrians found themselves facing a man who could predict their attacks through micro-expressions they didn't realize they made. The Vortac discovered that multiple arms meant nothing against someone who understood leverage and physics intimately. They underestimated the wrong species, Cain observed as he improvised a weapon from a broken bottle and basic chemistry to disable a hegemon berserker's toxin-resistant physiology. The cantina became a war zone, one where the laws of nature seemed rewritten. Where alien strength should have crushed human weakness, strategy crushed brute force. Where superior numbers should have won, adaptability turned disadvantages into victories. "This isn't a bar fight," whispered Dr. Yither, a xenobiologist observing from a booth. "This is a warning." The turning point came when Cantina security forces, heavily armed mercenaries trained to handle exactly this, stormed in expecting a drunken brawler. Instead, they found someone treating their weapons and armor as puzzles to solve. "When Cain fights, worlds listen," the bartender muttered as Cain dismantled military-grade energy weapons using nothing but bar supplies and electromagnetic know-how. "A fight is more than fists," Cain said, turning a security droid's targeting system against its own handlers. "It's a story told in blood, sweat, and spirit." That story spread like wildfire. A human defeating 30 opponents across a dozen species, not with superior firepower, but with determination. "Pain is temporary," Cain said as he helped wounded aliens to medical stations, showing mercy they couldn't comprehend. "Fear lasts." He wasn't just fighting for himself, Dr. Yither later wrote. He was fighting for humanity's place in the stars. The revelation that shook the galaxy came when investigators learned Cain Murphy wasn't a soldier, an operative, or an enhanced warrior. He was exactly what he seemed, a cargo hauler who survived in frontier regions where only the adaptable lived long enough to retire. They mocked us as primitive, Cain told peace officers. But they forgot one thing. Humans survive because we refuse to lose. Humans don't back down, agreed Captain Sarah Chun in her official report. We adapt. We overcome. We remember. Footage from the security cameras became the most analyzed recording in galactic history. Studied by militaries, debated by psychologists, whispered about in criminal networks. In that bar, the Galactic Council wrote, the illusion of human weakness shattered like glass. True power is revealed in chaos, noted Admiral Vexthal. When instinct and will become one. Then came the final revelation. Cain's skills were not rare among humans. They were typical. Frontier humans evolved the same blend of tactical thinking, adaptability, and refusal to surrender. The galaxy fears humans not because of our weapons, Cain said in his last interview before vanishing back into the shipping lanes, but because of our unbreakable spirit. Cain's fight was the spark. The flame that ignited a legend. The Nexus Station Cantina was rebuilt stronger, but it was never the same. Every patron knew they walked where history was made, where the galaxy learned that humans were not weak, they were apex predators. They just hadn't realized it until one man showed them what humanity truly meant. One bar. One fight. One human, and the galaxy never underestimated Earth again.